Hello everyone. So today we're going to explain 19 documents of PPAP which are required to submit to the customer to take the approval. So we're going to explain all these 19 documents in this today's video. So first of all, we need to know that what is PPAP. So PPAP is nothing but production part approval process. It verifies the ability of the supplier so that the supplier can consistently meet the customer requirements before the start of the mass production. For that, PPAP is required. And documents need to be submitted to the customers to take the approval from the customer. So we need to understand now that why PPAP matters, because it reduces the quality risk, it prevents production issues, it builds customer confidence, and it ensures compliance as per the customer specification and customer requirements. So now I'm moving into all the PPAP 19 documents now. This is the first document, that is the design records. So it is the engineering drawing, specifications and requirements that define the product. This is the foundation of PPAP. Okay. So engineering drawings is required. Anything you want to produce, you need engineering drawings, specifications and requirements that defines the customer requirements. And this is the foundation of PPAP. Now, next document is basically authorized engineering change document. So whenever you change the engineering drawing, then you need to authorize that from the customer. So it is a formal document that records any approval stage after the original design has been released. So that is the authorized engineering change document. Now, the next one is basically customer engineering approval. So evidence that the customer has reviewed and approved the engineering requirements when applicable. So customer has to review the engineering documents and they has to approve that. So that is the customer engineering approval. Now, the next one is basically design FMEA. So during the design stage, you need to perform design FMEA to check any kind of design failures, and necessary actions need to take so that you can reduce the failures and risk during the product development stage. Now, next one is basically process flow diagram. So process flow diagram, PFD, it is a visual map that's showing the every manufacturing step from raw material intake to the finished product. Now we're moving into process FMEA. So process FMEA, it analyzes the risk that's involved in the process so that you can prevent the defects before the start of the mass production. So it mitigates the risk that's involved during the process stage before you start the mass production. The next one is basically the control plan. Control plan. So control plan basically it defines the process controls, inspection methods, reaction plans, and monitoring activities. So control plan manages everything. It monitors everything. It monitors the inspection methods, reaction plans, because until and unless your inspection method is clear, you will not be able to maintain the quality properly. So control plan is required. Now next one is basically our measurement system analysis. So measurement system analysis confirms that the gauges and measurement systems provide the accurate and reliable results. Because if the measurement system is wrong, then the entire decision will be wrong. So measurement system is so vital. Regarding all the topics, I have made separate videos. You can go and check our YouTube channel. You will get all the videos regarding all the topics. Here I am only explaining all the 19 documents, their details into this video. Now I'm moving into so hello, this is Surajit Banerjee, a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, and I welcome you all to our channel, the Lean Six Sigma What, go-to place for mastering the concept of Lean Six Sigma in all aspects. So recently I have launched this book, Untold Study of Lean Six Sigma. It is now Amazon #1 bestseller. So I have achieved the tag from the Amazon #1 best-selling author. So you can go and check this book. This book will be one-step solution for you to learn and master the concept of Lean Six Sigma in respect to everything. This book will be comprehensive guidelines for you with all the examples and case studies have been given to help you master the concept of Lean Six Sigma. So you can go and check this book. The link of this book has been given in the description section. Now we're moving into dimensional results. So it verifies that all the product dimensions meet the drawing specifications as specified by the customers. As per the customer requirements, the drawing has been prepared, design has been prepared. So your product dimension should meet the drawing specifications. So that is the dimensional results. Now, the next one is basically your material and performance test results. So material test certificates to be provided. All material should be checked, its properties should be checked, and its performance requirement should be confirmed and it should be verified. That is basically the material and performance test results. Now the next one is basically initial process studies. So for the process studies, you need to study the process. So you need to check the process capability, CP, CPK, PV, PPK, so that you can verify whether the supplier is capable enough of meeting the requirements of the customer or not. So process capability of the supplier at the supplier's end is required to check. So that is the initial process studies. Now the next one is basically qualified laboratory documentation. The laboratory should be certified and it should be competent enough. So proof of that the testing laboratory should also be submitted to the customers so that it can be checked that they are competent and they're qualified. Now the next one is basically appearance approval report, AAR. So this report is basically used for the products where the appearance is critical, like color, texture, surface finish, or surface quality. So for all these reasons, this appearance approval report also to be submitted to take the approval from the customers. Now the next one is basically sample production parts. So it provides the actual production sample for approval. It demonstrates that the production process can consistently produce conforming parts. Before you start the mass production, you should have a sample part that you need to produce to check whether it is conforming the specifications or not. So for that, sample production part need to be approved and it should be produced. Now the next one is basically master sample. So a reference sample, master sample is a reference sample that has been approved by the customer and it should be retained by the supplier for any future comparisons. Future, if you are going to produce number of production part, so that should be compared with this master sample. For that, this master sample should be approved by the customer. It should be retained by the supplier. Now we're moving into basically the checking aids. So checking aids is basically the special gauges, fixtures, templates, test equipment, or measurement tools that is used to inspect the product characteristics. Now we're moving into the next, that is basically customer specific requirements. So based on the customer requirements, we need to submit the documents as per the customer requirements. So that is basically the customer specific requirements. Whatever customer will ask, you have to submit that. The next one is basically part submission warrant. As the name implies, that some part of the documents to be submitted to the customer in order to take the approval from the customer before you start the mass production. That is basically the part submission warrant. It is called as PSW. Now the next one is basically your bulk material checklist. So bulk material checklist is basically used mainly for the bulk materials like paints, chemicals, adhesives, lubricants, plastics, and coatings to verify compliance with the customer specific requirements. So that is a bulk material checklist. So these are the 19 documents that I've explained. These are the basically PPAP documents we need to submit it to the customers to take the approval before you get the approval from the customer. Okay. So PPAP success formula is that design FMEA, PFMEA, control plan, MSA, capability study that ensures a successful customer approval. Now, the final takeaway is that PPAP is not a paperwork. It is a risk prevention system that ensures the quality, consistency, and customer satisfaction before the production begins. Because if you can verify all these 19 points, 19 documents, then you are all ensured. You can confirmly say that yes, the supplier is capable enough of meeting the requirements of the customer, so you can start the mass production. You can go ahead with the mass production because it will ensure the quality as well, along with that consistency, and it will meet all the specification as per the given by the customer. So for all these reasons, PPAP is so important and so needful. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video, share this video, and comments with your thoughts on PPAP and PPAP 19 documents. Whatever you have learned today, share your experience in the comments. I'll be very happy and obliged to see your comments. And subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more insightful content. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being part of this journey with the Lean Six Sigma world. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.